Now for the shaders, we'll go into the edit here. They're all assigned already, so we've got glass as a ray trace which we could use, or we could change that to a more optimized, higher quality and faster final render shader. So we'll go here, final render glass. We don't need to do anything else with that one. The lights, this shader is for these fluorescent lights in the ceiling. We'll change that one to an FR architectural. We could quite happily have used the final render light shader there as well. Turn the reflections off. We'll go down, and in the glow we'll turn it on, and we'll use one of the presets. We'll use a white preset there, and we want to increase that. Now that would just add a glow around the tubes, but we actually want to illuminate the scene when using GI with it as well, so that's checked there. The black matte, that is for the casters on the freestands. We can leave that as a standard shader, and the backdrop we'll leave as standard as well. The seats, the seat covers, that's the units here, is a PVC, and we can change that to an architectural. Go back in with the colour, and on this one we'll put 0.1 reflectivity, 0.25 on the roughness, 2.5 here, double click on that one, maybe 0.5, so we're getting a little more less blurry reflection there. But we'll use highlights and GI only as an optimization on these to speed up the render, because it's such a blurred look we want there. The white matte, I've piped in the colour to both of these, so literally they've got the same diffuse colour, and we're just changing the reflectivity of them. So change that matte architectural, link that back in. Now that's a matte, so we'll zero reflection, but we would actually have a little, so we'll put in 0.1, 0.1, highlights and GI again. Now this is the paint for the walls, so a little roughness there. The gloss, this is paint finish for some of the skirting board, so again we'll change that to an FR architectural shader. Connect that back in, and 0.6, maybe just 0.85 to give it a very slight blur, and that's all fine. The t-shirts, which we have along the wall here, we've got the coat hanger, which we'll leave as a standard shader as part of the multi-sub object. Now t-shirts here, what we also like to do is add a little variation to the colour of them. Now that we'll leave again as a standard, and if we click here, change that map type to a final render multi-sub map, and we'll keep the old map as a sub map. Let's just organise those again. Okay, we've got now the opportunity to assign different colours to t-shirts on based on a different mode. Node ID, we'll go for random, and we'll only want 5. We could change the colours to suit here. We'll leave the rest as they are. So that's the t-shirts done. So we've changed the shaders of this section here and the t-shirts. Now we've got the white laminate, which is the countertop here. So we'll change that to an architectural shader again, which we've got here, double clicking. Glossiness 0.65, and we'll leave the settings as standard for that. We can always change them later. This is the timber nosing along the edge, which, if we just give this a bit of a little specular highlight there. Now the casters, again, a dark grey shader and a chrome, which is a ray trace. Final Render will work with the standard max ray trace shaders, but we do recommend changing them to an actual Final Render shader itself, mainly for speed and stability. Now we'll go for architectural chrome is what we're after, so if we double click on that, we can simply click here and go to the chrome preset. The other sections we've got are the laminated panels, accent colour. So in we go again. We'll change that to an architectural shader. Add the colour back in. And we want this quite a subtle low level of reflection, fairly glossy. But again, we'll leave that pretty basic for now. We can always tweak these after. And the timber floor will change to an architectural. And again, we have presets here, satin varnished wood, which brings in its own map, but we want to use our flooring map already, and we can delete that one there. Okay, let's just reorganize those. I'll just save the scene. Shader start. In we go. And we just need to uncheck the GMO so we're not overriding the materials with the white shader. And we'll hit render. Now the GI is being recalculated, obviously as we've changed the shaders. We need that recalculated, so we'll just wait for a second whilst that's done. Right, here's the render. Okay, here's our render. I think what we'll do now is we'll change the lighting levels. So we'll just reuse and lock the solution whilst we're tweaking the shaders. Go back into our light here. Render the preview again. One of the benefits of having the physical camera exposure on a per camera basis is that you can set up each camera differently, which makes it much easier to control different exposures, different setups for the scene, rather than having it in the environment dialog. Right, here's our scene here again. It's now a lot darker inside, more underexposed, because we've obviously change the shaders and they absorb energy. So what we can do is we can maybe get our lighting levels a bit better there. We'll leave the image control on. Now, there's a few things I do normally change here, and one of them would be to try and take a bit of this colour out of the ceiling there, so we can then change our white point and and do that the most quick and efficient way there. Or maybe just knock back the saturation and add a 10% vignette there. Maybe we'll just go 90 there. It's a little overdone. Okay, pretty happy with that. Could maybe just 55. Try and boost these highlights a little from the lights here and from the seat there. Again, a quick test render. Much better on the ceiling there. Obviously we need to smooth out the GI on the lights now. Much better lighting levels. So cancel our render there.